go and it just free to ask anything. Because there is so much information out there and you can get sick on these. And the goal is to prevent you from getting sick. So I want you to feel safe and I want you to feel like it is just a safe platform, really honestly, because you don't really have the ability to ask any questions with a real person sometimes. And you can get these medications very inexpensively. And I know that. I know you can. And I understand that. And I just want you to be able to ask a real nurse practitioner anything that you want. So I'm going to start out with a free consultation. And what I do is I give that for free anytime at my clinic. You can DM me. You can just go to my bio and you can get any of that information. All right. So good morning, Jay. It's very nice to see you. I appreciate you being on here. All right. So my name is Angela. I am a nurse practitioner. I actually have a clinic in Medina, Ohio. We actually do serve all 50 states. Please share my live. Please follow me. Let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is the free consultation that we do give. It basically goes over everything that you basically need to know in order to be safe and happy on a GLP. All right. So these work 3 ways and I clump all of them in together because they basically are the same. And we only talk about S and T. We do not talk about R because R is not released by Lilly at this point. So we don't talk about that one yet because I'm not allowed to prescribe it as a certified nurse practitioner in the United States. Does your practice promote weight training, proper nutrition, and hydration? Absolutely, 100%, because this is a lifestyle change. So we promote a whole lifestyle change that goes along with it. You have to do all of that in order to have that. Yes, we do not promote R because it is not FDA approved. I am not allowed to prescribe it. If I prescribe it, I will lose my license. So I only promote medications that are FDA regulated and are FDA promoted. Okay, so what is a GLP? GLPs are peptides. Peptides are a medication. I mean, we'll call it a medication because it basically is. So GLPs are life-changing. So when you look at a peptide, peptides make your body do basically what it forgot to do. And when you are putting a peptide into your body, a lot of times peptides, we have them in our systems, but our systems are forgetting to do its job. So often, thank you for telling everybody, Jay, promote me, support her. She's sharing information for free. That is why I am here. I am a real nurse practitioner, and we are starting this program called RealGLP. Basically, what I'm doing, and I'll get back to the RealGLP or the real what is a GLP here in a second, and then I'll get back to what my free oh my gosh, my free consultation here in a second too. So thank you, Jay, for saying that. But basically, I am here. I could sell you all day long. I do that. I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own clinic. I'm in all 50 states. I can sell you all day long. I don't care if you buy from me. I don't. I could care less if you buy from me. I have it. You could buy GLPs from me if you want to. I don't care. My goal in life is to keep you safe. My goal in life is to help you take these the right way, because there is a right way and everybody is out there to just sell them to you and make a buck off of you. I am not here to make a buck off of you. I could care less if you buy them from me. I don't I don't care. I really don't care if you're buying them from me. I just need to get the information out to you how to take them the right way, because there is a wrong way and there is a right way. I want to teach you how to take them the right way because it is a lifestyle change. You have to change your lifestyle. We have a 30 to 50%, and I can't even say the words on here because I'll get in trouble, which I did. I had a really strong account. I was up to 49,000 followers and growing like 500 followers a week. I lost that account because this platform didn't like the way that I talked. But it is important that you do what Jay said, hit the like button because that's what promotes it, and push my page, follow me, share me. I am on other things that I can't say, but just please push my information because I am here to teach and educate. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. This is what I looked like. I live this journey with you guys. I am here to educate you. I am here to teach you. I am here to help you to do this the right way because I help thousands of people do this. And I just want to teach and educate you. And that is what I'm here for, is to just basically teach and educate you. So it is really important that you understand the way that these work. And that is what I am here for. And I am honestly just really wanting to teach and educate you. So that is what I'm here for, guys. Okay. So glucagon like peptides, that is what GLP stands for. And honestly, what I want to do is just make sure that you understand that. Okay. I thought you wanted to know what is the whole chemical makeup and how it works and all that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't tell you what the actual 3 letters meant. Sorry about that. Okay. So let's get into how they work in the free consultation. So, because I think a lot of times that really does help you understand what and how these work. And when I give you this free consultation, it helps you understand the cravings and the hunger and all of that as well. Because honestly, there are some things that you need to do when you're learning this, and it really helps you. Sorry about that. Consuming your daily macros and water helps eliminates the cravings. So when I teach this, I don't initially teach the macros and the micros and all of that stuff because I find that if I make it complicated, a lot of people won't stay with it. So I make it extremely simple in the very beginning. And then when people hit the stall or when they hit it's not working anymore, that's when I start to get a little bit more complicated. But in the very beginning, I will keep it very, very, very simple because I myself, when I would do things in the past, because I yo-yoed a lot in the very beginning. So when I came out of the military, I found myself in an unhealthy relationship with my ex. I was in a very unhealthy relationship with food because of, just life and just, I had my pregnancy and, so I yo-yoed a lot. So when I was in that unhealthy relationship with all of that stuff, and then I was going to nurse practitioner school, and that's when that light came on and it said, thank you. I was Navy also. So I was a corpsman in the Navy. But then when I came out of that, I was just, I spent probably 20, almost, yeah, I'd say almost 20 years of just horrible, unhealthy relationships with a lot of things. And that's when I was like this. And actually I was 20 pounds heavier than this at one point. So I was just in that really unhealthy relationship. So what I did is I really started this journey with GLPs about 4.5 years ago. So it was just kind of like, okay, we're going to keep this simple because when things are simple, people will do it. And that is why I was getting that 30 to 50% of 30 to 50% WL. So, all right, here's the consult, everybody. All right, and then I will repost this, and it is actually already posted on. It's pinned in my on my page. So, what I do is it's simple. So, GLPs work three ways. First, they shut down. I'm craving. I'm hungry. You have to pay attention to that. So, when people are starting, or if you haven't done this, you need to do this. You need to learn to listen to your brain telling you you're not hungry, you're not craving. And it is super important that you pay attention to that. Now, listen, if you don't do that, do it. The second way that they work is they slow down your digestion from the top to the bottom. I'm going to talk about the top first. If you aren't listening, or if you're not listening to your stomach telling you you're not hungry, you're not craving, you are going to overeat, which is super important. If you overeat, you're going to be really miserable. So you have to listen to it telling you, hey, you have food in your stomach and stop. Because if you overeat, guess what? You're probably going to throw up, which is miserable, and nobody wants to do that anyways. So what I tell people is eat two, I feel food in my stomach, stop. Then the third way is the insulin resistance, which is just, you can't really control that because it's super cool. Because what happens is that is a part of that GLP that is really awesome. Thank you, Jay, for telling people tap the screen because I really need that support. Because if you're tapping the screen, what's going to happen is that's going to tell TikTok to push this, and which is really cool about that. Repost this. Follow me, share me. That tells TikTok to push this too. Okay, so the insulin resistance. What happens is as we age, as we get heavier, that blood sugar is just going to start getting put out wherever, and it's not stored properly, which makes us kind of go into that type 2 diabetic, which borderline diabetes, all of that stuff. So it really does not work right. So what happens when we start taking a GLP is the insulin just starts working better. Our pancreas starts working better. So our blood sugar is going to be better controlled. I'm going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat here in a minute. But what happens is that insulin resistance starts making our systems work better. So they've shown in research, this is not just Angela spewing information. They actually have shown in research, we have cardio protection, we have liver protection, kidney protection, neuroprotection. They actually just came out with research that shows colorectal protection. Then I just heard on the radio that they are showing that there is better mood improvement as well, which is so important. If you guys want to reach me, you can go to my bio. You can DM me as well. I am always happy to help you with anything. Just go to my DM, or you can go to my bio. My info is in there also. Okay, so when you are looking at side effects, what is super important to pay attention to is side effects. If you're a person that has if dietary issues already, so I'm a super sensitive stomach. So if you're somebody that has nausea issues, you're going to have nausea issues with this. So I ask patients, first off, do you get nauseous easily? Because if you do, you're going to have nausea issues with these medications, because that tells me I need to help this person. They need to go up in dose slowly, and they need to make sure they have Zofran on hand. So it's super important to make sure I'm very proactive with that person. I put a post out with my on my page. People went nuts. You do not have to have side effects with these medications. It is my job as your provider to make sure that I'm asking you, do you have nausea issues? Because if you have nausea issues in the beginning, before you start these, it is my job as your provider to make sure that you don't have nausea issues on these medications. That's my job. My job is to teach you what not to eat and make sure you have medications to prevent nausea. Okay. The other important thing is you don't just have to dose up every 4 weeks. That is, if you aren't have hunger and craving, don't dose up. Okay. You don't need to dose up. We dose at my clinic per you. So if you are doing great at the lower dose, stay at the lower dose. Oftentimes, when you dose up, you're going to have side effects. So don't dose up. Okay, the other big side effect is constipation. So, why, if you're not moving your bowels daily before you start, you have to get those bowels moving daily now. Before you start, okay, those bowels need to be moving daily. I am an IBS, constipation, diarrhea. I go back and forth. Okay. So it is super important that you, yes, I will talk about that water. It is super important because it comes in right now with the bowels. Fiber is essential. Everybody should be getting 24 to 30 grams a day of fiber. That's hard to do when we are cutting down your appetite, when we're listening to that brain telling us we're not hungry, we're not craving. So, what you have to do is get your fiber. Now, did you guys know fiber does 3 amazing things for us? First, it's going to help with the glycemic control. Okay. Second, it's going to help control your hunger. Third, it's going to help regulate your bowels. I personally recommend that you get a fiber supplement. I love gummies. So you're going to hear a lot about gummies, okay? So what I tell people, I love Metamucil gummies. I don't care what kind of fiber you take. It really don't care. Okay, so fiber is essential. Get your fiber. We're going to talk about what to eat here in a second. So I love Metamucil gummies, but you can do whatever you want for your fiber. You can do there's tons of different fiber out there. Then the other thing is you need to get, if you're somebody that's already constipated, start with the fiber slowly. I take fiber gummies 1 a day for a couple days, 2 a day for a couple days, 3 a day every day. If you start taking a fiber like it says on the label, all of it all at once, you're going to get bloated, or you're going to get bloated, you're going to get gassy, and nobody's going to want to be around you. Okay, so fiber starts slowly. Then what you're going to do is make sure you're getting your water. Now, 64 to 80 ounces is to what you should start. Your goal is to get. If you have caffeine, you need an additional whatever that caffeine is. So if it's an 8-ounce glass of coffee or 8-ounce cup of coffee, you need an additional 8 ounces of water. Okay. So caffeine, an additional 8 ounces of coffee or an 8-ounce glass of water. So 64, 80 ounce is your base. Then you need an additional of whatever the coffee is or tea or whatever. So if you have a 32-ounce glass of iced tea, yes, you need a 32 additional 8 ounces of water. All right. The other thing that is so important is electrolytes. Yeah, people do assume that coffee is your water because it's made with water. No, it's not. It doesn't count, people. Caffeine is caffeine. You have to have additional water. The other important thing is electrolytes. Now, here's a very, 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 very important thing about electrolytes. You have to watch the sodium in electrolytes. So when you look at a label of electrolytes, make sure the highest one that I recommend with sodium is Propel. You want to make sure that your sodium is less than 260 of electrolyte or sodium, sorry. So any of those electrolytes that are out there that are higher than 260 of sodium, do not drink it. So there are so many of them out there, unless you are profusely sweating or you are doing like a high intense exercise. You do not need that sodium if you are over the age of like 30 because you can't process it. Thank you so much for the roses. I really do appreciate it, Shelly. So When you are getting that sodium and you're doing that high intense sodium and you're over the age of like 30, you are increasing your fluid retention, you're increasing your blood pressure, you are increasing the risk of hypertension, edema. You aren't able to process it. You do not need more than 2,000 milligrams of sodium in a day. You are going to really cause problems. The crow, I don't like bubbles, but if you want that, that's fine. And you are okay. That is okay. As long as you're watching that sodium intake. Some people like the bubbles. I can't do it anymore. I do take sodium. Yes. All right. I'm so electrolytes. You need at least 2 packets of electrolytes a day because when you're drinking a lot of water, what you're doing is you're depleting your electrolytes. So you need electrolytes. So just doing Himalayan salt might not give you enough electrolytes. Lemon juice is not giving you electrolytes, it's giving you the acidity. Coconut water might not have all the other electrolytes in it. I do Propel, 2 packets of Propel a day. I get a lot of leg cramps. I have for probably the past 20 years. So that's what I like. Metamucil gummies are the ones that I do. Liquid IV, no. No, 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 no. They have 550 milligrams of sodium in them. So I do not recommend liquid IV. Too much sodium. There's a body one that has way too much sodium. If you put it in your water and it tastes salty, do not do not do it. Belly Welly, yes. A lot of people think Belly Welly is fine. And yes, Belly Welly is okay. Okay. So that is on the fiber and the water. The other thing I will put up towards the end of this, some of the products that I really like. I can't do it now because when I do, I can't talk about it. The salt is too much. Yes, salt in liquid IV. I wouldn't do it. I would just switch to, I like Ultima, 10X, and the Propel. Those are the 3 that I really, really recommend. They are low sodium and they are fine. You need the electrolytes and the other ones. Powerade, Gatorade Zero, those are fine as well. They have lower sodium, so they're fine. No issues there. I do protein shakes. Sorry, I needed a drink there. All right, so um, yeah, liquid IV is just too much salt. Truvy, I don't know. I just look at the salt and everybody and all of them. I'm so sorry that you just bought the liquid IV. It is too salty, way too salty. Yes. So yes, yeah. Based on your labs, that do that, and your and the liquid IV is just way too much salt, guys. It is. There are less salty ones out there, and those are the ones that I recommend. So just check those because they are definitely. You just want to based on your sorry, the salt lower sodium is better because the sodium gets to be too much and it will cause you to retain fluid. And the reason I know this is I have this amazing scale in my office and I've looked at thousands of weigh-ins. And what we were seeing is, good morning, Yorkiana. What we were seeing is people were weighing in. I can look at fluid retention and I can look at hydration on my scale. And people weren't becoming hydrated and I was having fluid retention. And I started telling people, let's try electrolytes. Once I was getting people to do electrolytes, I was getting hydration. But then I had one lady, her son is a promoter for liquid IV. And I'm like, what in the world is happening here? She was getting hydrated, but she had edema in her legs. And we're able to scale or to grade edema. And I couldn't get her edema to go down. I actually put her on a water pill. could not. And I'm okay, what electrolytes are you doing? She was on liquid IV because he's a promoter of it. So she was able to get it for free. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I took her off the liquid IV. I kept her on a water pill. Her edema went away within a week. And it was the liquid IV. It was too much salt. So I started looking at, okay, what electrolytes were people taking and what is happening here? And that's how I figured it out. So that is how I know the difference and how I was able to figure it out. So that is so I'm not just spewing information. I'm actually looking at the research and I'm able to tell you actual legit research from patients and looking at it and figuring out. Okay, I'm so confused because everyone on GLP-1 preaches to drink electrolytes. So now I'm confused. Okay, let me break it down simple. When we drink a lot of water, and I just explained it by the scale that I look at, I looked at actually looking at my patients and looking at the scale. I can look at retention. I can look at fluid hydration. So when people are hydrated, I can see on the scale hydration. So people weren't getting hydrated by water alone. So what I did is I was able to tell them to take electrolytes and watch retention versus hydration. So when people were getting actually hydrated, I was able to see it, but only once they started taking electrolytes. So you need a lower sodium electrolyte and able to get hydrated. That's the difference. And if you don't drink enough water, 64 to 80 ounces, that makes the difference. So it is really important to get a low sodium electrolyte. We don't need that salt. And here's another thing that you can tell. So when somebody has reached their level of dryness. So when you reach your level of dryness, I've had people, that one lady in particular, once I got her to dryness, and I'm not talking about dehydrated, I'm talking about her level of comfortable where she's supposed to be. Her body is feeling good at, let's say, 95 pounds of water, where her body's supposed to be 95 pounds of water. So she went and she had a hot dog, which is extremely high level of salt. She jumped up 5 pounds of water. Now she's retaining water. Then what I know is, okay, her body is retaining that water. Okay, we're going to go on a walk, everybody, outside. The pup needs to go potty. So now her body is retaining that water. So what we know is she is retaining. So what we have to do is we have to dry back off. And that is because she has too much salt. So what we do is at that. She's like, oh gosh darn it, I don't want to be out here. She's like, I like it out there, guys. Why'd you have to make me come back in? So you guys disrupted the pup's walk. How dare you guys? Okay, is that better now? Okay. Yeah, she doesn't want me to talk about poop. That's what her problem is. Okay, let me get her some water and then maybe she'll leave me alone. Okay, let's go. We're at the office and start. Okay, so Metamucil gummies are absolutely amazing. So Metamucil gummies are sugar-free, and what I do is I actually drink or eat 3 of those a day. And when you are doing the Metamucil gummies, you want to make sure that you are doing them every day, but start slowly. So I actually have videos and I have the text things that are on my page. So if you go to my page, you can see these on there. And what you do, and I have them all written down as well, so it's super easy for you. But Metamucil gummies, then what I do is Magnesium 14-in-1. Actually, I'll go grab all of these for you as well to see them. So we have a lot of products that I absolutely love. You grab them, and then you can see all of them because everything is amazing, and these are all in my shop. So if you want them, you can go there and you can see them. While I'm collecting all of my goods, can you guys please share my live? Can you please follow me? Okay. So This is the Magnesium 14-in-1. It is Bev. This has L-theanine, zinc, ashwagandha, and you need to quit. So this is, you take this at bedtime, but it also helps with your bowels. Then this is the leaf air. And this is for the ladies, but this is a pre and probiotic. But it is also good for the female health. So those are what I do every single day. And then if I miss a bowel movement for one day, I'm taking Miralax. And Miralax is, it's nice because Miralax is non-bowel addicting. And it really is a good thing to have around, because if you miss a bowel movement for one day. So what I tell people when they start, take your Metamucil gummies every day. Then have your Miralax available. And then if that Miralax doesn't work, or your Metamucil, I'm sorry, if the start your Metamucil gummies. Then if the Miralax doesn't work, then what I want you to do is take Miralax if you miss one day. But if you start noticing that you're taking that Miralax more often, then start taking this or this. And then for the guys, this is the women's version of ZenWise, but for the guys, there is a ZenWise male version, or just it's an everybody version. But ZenWise has a great probiotic digestive enzyme, and it's amazing. But what you want to do is that Miralax is, if you start noticing you're doing like 2 to 3 days a week of Miralax, that's when you start adding in those other things. Because if you're adding in those other things, you're going to start noticing that you are feeling better and you're having that daily bowel movement. You need the daily bowel movement. It's going to help your weight loss. It's going to make you feel better. If you have good gut health, you're going to have great everything health. Okay. Bowel movement every day it's pivotal. It's so pivotal. You have to have it. Okay. So we have a couple questions. I haven't told you what to eat or not to eat yet. So let's do a couple of these questions and then I'll tell you that. Okay. Stage 2, kidney disease, MJ, lots of hair loss. Any recommendations? Okay. So that kind of takes us into what to eat and what not to eat. Okay. So when you have kidney disease, there is one thing that you need to do, and that is to check with your provider, because kidney disease is, you may or may not have protein issues. So what I'm going to tell you next is dependent upon your provider. Okay. So what you need to do is check with your provider to make sure that they are okay with this, because the provider is going to determine if you're allowed to have protein or not allowed to have protein. Because if they say that you can have it or not, is the reason behind that. Oh, no, she's not. The pup is being a little weird this morning. So when you, in stage 2, you shouldn't have limitations on protein, but just check with them to make sure. Okay. When you are on, this is what to eat and what not to eat. Remember, I said keep it simple. So when you are learning this, remember, listen to the brain and what the brain is telling you to eat or not eat. Second, listen to your stomach. Don't overeat. When your stomach says, oh, I have food in it, stop. Okay. Then the third is the insulin resistance. So what I tell people, that I keep it super, super simple. Do not eat simple carbs. Simple carbs are processed by man. Anything processed by man is going to cause you to be sick. Indigestion, belching, nausea. It can cause you to feel like crap. It can cause you to not feel good at all. So that is your white rice, pasta, sugar, flour. Avoid it, especially when you first start. It is not good for you. That is why I felt like that. That is why I was like this. I was addicted to sugar. Loved it. Constantly loved it. So it was super important that I didn't have it, because if I did, I gained weight. So I avoided it like the Black Plague. Okay. It is very important that we don't eat it, because if we do, we gain. So it is really important that we don't have it at all. Okay. So if you do eat it, it's going to make you not feel good. So what I say, please, please, please just avoid it at first, because it's really going to cause you problems. All right. So what I recommend is not eating it at all. Then what you do want to eat, 25% of your diet is complex carbs. Complex carbs are naturally from the earth. Those are your vegetables, your roots, your potatoes, your whole grains, your oats. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you get those. Okay. Now, fruit. Fruit is extremely high glycemic. So your body can't necessarily tell you if it is a sugar or if it's a fruit. So I tell people, when you're going to eat a fruit, make sure that you are going to eat it on a day that you're going to be more active, or maybe on a day that you are going to exercise, or right before you exercise. You don't want to eat those on days that you're just going to be chilling, or, because your body just can't really tell the difference. So you want to avoid those. Now, you need the complex carbs for energy. They give you your energy. So they're really, really important, and they really do help you to have the energy. Now, what is super important is your protein. If you aren't getting your protein, you are going to lose your hair and you're going to lose your muscle. So it is super important to make sure you get your protein, because if you're not getting that protein, you are going to lose your hair. Now, the other thing is collagen. You have to get the collagen. And like Mule and Goat said, resistance training is super important as well. And you can DM them. They actually do online support for that. But the other thing is, when you're getting that protein, drink it. Okay. It is really difficult when you're on a GLP, because it's decreasing your appetite. It's decreasing your want for food. She's being very demanding. I am so sorry about this. So what I highly recommend is drinking it. Now, women and men, the best way to get to know how much protein you are, we just found out that there's scales available for under $30 that's going to tell you how much protein you need, or how much muscle you have. So what you need to do is get one of these scales. It's under $30. It's going to give you your fat mass, muscle mass, and your water mass, which is really important for what we were just discussing earlier about your fluid retention. So what you do is you find out your muscle mass, and then every pound of muscle is a gram of protein. So a general rule is, what you need to do is 100 to 120 grams of protein for women, and 120 to 150 grams of protein for men. Okay, so it's super important to get that protein. Now, if you notice that you are wanting, or I'm sorry, if you notice that you are already losing your hair, then I highly recommend that you are getting your like a Nutrafol hair vitamin. I have a good multivitamin in my store that is a 47-in-1 hair vitamin, and I really do recommend that one. Now, and don't overeat, because you will feel nauseous and you might even throw up. So I do recommend that you listen. You have to learn to listen to your body. You have to learn to listen to your stomach. You have to learn to listen to your mind. If you are just starting these, you need to spend 30 days learning to listen to your head. If you've not ever stopped to learn to listen to your head, then you need to do this, because if you don't, you are going to miss it, and you have to do that. So it's very, very important that you do that. Now, AJP just asked a question, expected weekly loss. So this is a difficult, well, it's not a difficult question, but it's a question that is a multi-level answer. Okay, so the best way to answer this is if you are a BMI above 30, women is going to be 1 to 3 a week. If you are a guy and your BMI is above 30, it's 3 to 5 a week. When your BMI gets the 24.9 to 24.9 to 29, women it's 1 to 3 a month, and guys 3 to 5 a month. When you get down below that 24.9, everybody, it becomes practically impossible and it's very difficult. So it is a challenge, okay? So what I highly recommend everybody is go find it. Go find it. You have to, but everybody's different. Don't look at your neighbor and don't look online because you're expecting yourself to be like everybody else. Don't think that just because, you know, Sally and Mary are doing it this way, that you're going to do it this way. Don't expect everybody to be, you know, because we're all different. You know, it's okay. Go find it. So everybody is, you know, everybody expects to be like everybody else. And don't do that. You know, it's okay that we're different. And, you know, you may have a great L, you know, this week and next week, but then you might have a slowdown, which is totally fine too. You know, so we all need to just kind of like think about, you know, how what ourselves are. So Yorkiana says my muscle mass is 104.5. So I need 105 grams of protein. Yes, or more. I would even try to bump it up to 120. And that, yes, that's fantastic. So 105 to 120 would be fantastic to help maintain. The more the merrier. You want to make sure that you are, you know, doing great, and the more the merrier, because if you are, then your body is going to appreciate it and you're going to do better at, you know, it's going to feel better. And make sure that you're getting your complex carbs, because if you're getting those complex carbs, your body's going to feel better also. So it's really important that you're getting those complex carbs. And, you know, it's super, super important that you're getting those. So yes, it's super a great idea. So everybody, please make sure you're following me. Please make sure that you are sharing my live and hitting that like button. I really do appreciate that. And if you ever want to reach out to me, you can do that by getting in my bio, which is out on, if you hit this button up here, you can go to my bio. You can also DM me, and you do that by going up there as well. And I would absolutely love to talk to you. And definitely, I appreciate everything that you guys are doing today, and appreciate everything. Thank you so much. All right, so let's start back at the beginning, because I don't know if I've missed any of your questions. And if I have, please, please, please reach out to me. I'm sorry, I'm throwing treats around the office right now to entertain the puppy. She loves to find things. So if you see me throwing things, that's what I'm doing right now. Sorry, it looks weird. I know, I'm sorry. But that is what I'm doing, because it's just she and I in here today. And that's what she wants to do right now. So I have to entertain her. Nap time. I tried, Veronica. She didn't want to go in there. She just wants to play. And so I'm throwing treats, and it seems to be working. So I'm throwing them all around the place, and she's going and finding them. So there we go. All right. So let's start back at the beginning. Yes, it's playtime. So everybody, please share, please follow. There are 40 plus of you in here, and I do appreciate all of you being on here. And thank you so much for reposting and liking and joining and following. And at the end, I will put all of these products up here. I actually did just find some new products. This one is a collagen. It actually I am surprised. It tastes really good. It is a little teeny tiny gumdrop, and it's like a little lemon. It's actually pretty good. I was surprised that it's actually good. FYI, I love gummies, and it's a gummy. And then if you like chewy stuff, this is a digestive enzyme, and it is a peppermint, and it is a little peppermint chewy thing. She's going to bark at me because I'm not throwing treats fast enough. Go find it. Weird dog. Oh, you know what? We haven't had those apple rings for a long time, Veronica. We need to get those again. I need to find those. Those were delicious. Okay. All right. So let's talk about energy. That tends to be like one of the biggest issues for a lot of people. Yeah, you got to remind me to get those, Veronica. So the energy is always like a big issue with everybody. So go find it. So energy is, everybody has a problem, especially when you're on the pens. Then we're going to talk about the pens versus compound. So when you are having energy issues and you're on the pens, one of the biggest things that you have to do is make sure that you are on a good B complex. So what I highly recommend is you can go get a good B complex, or what the vitamin that I have in the store, and actually I didn't bring it in here. We can go on a walk and I'll go get it. Okay, so there is a good vitamin that I do have, and I actually, everything that I recommend, I actually have tried myself. So I do try them, or Veronica tries them, or somebody in my family has tried them, because I don't use the products unless one of us has used them ourselves, because I don't believe in promoting things if we aren't going to use them, because I don't think it's right. Why would I tell you guys to use something if I haven't used it myself? Because that's not a good practitioner, So I actually have been on this for probably about 9 months now. So I would highly recommend this. It's a 47-in-1 energy and beauty complex. It has all of your vitamins in it. It has for your hair. It has nail support, all of that stuff in it. So I would really, really highly recommend. Okay, TikTok shop vitamins, and how do you really know they work, honestly? Okay, so that's why I try them. I try them myself just to see if they do really, truly work. The other thing that I do, and I have to be careful what I say right now, is I go and verify them other places, if you catch my drift. Because if I don't go and verify them other places, then I'm on the same boat as you. And that is why I go and I check them, because, oops, I don't know if that one. So yes, you can check them with a blood test. That is another thing that we do. We can actually check blood in all 50 states. So you can also, that is a good thing. We do them in all, we can check your blood in all 50 states, and that's something that we can check as well. But the other thing, and this is kind of like a TMI moment here, is when you are taking a good B complex or good B vitamins, and the thing is your body will pass that out through your urine, and that is you'll pass it through your urine once you have enough. So there, and that is what so this one I really, really do like. I checked all of the levels itself. Now, when you are skeptical, I actually decided to create one myself. So this is what I have created myself. So I took Lipomino C, which is the injectable lipomino that you all hear about. And I took that injection and I took another medication called LipoBurn. And what I did is I created this. So this is a metabolism booster, energy support, as well as immunity support. So it is a good B vitamin. So it has all the B vitamins. It has all the support that you need for your energy. It also has vitamin C, vitamin D, and it has anestazole in it. So what it does is it gives you all of that energy support that you need. It gives you all of the immunity support. So this is what I created. It was actually FDA looked at it because it went through a white label. It went through a pharmacy. So the FDA had to approve the label. The FDA had to check everything just to make sure that it was okay and legit. So this is something that I actually did create because I wanted to have something for my patients that I actually made sure was a good product. So we did make this. So if you are interested in this, you can DM or you can go to my bio and check this out. So this is something that we do have available as well. So this does help with energy. So this is actually a 30-day supply, but it works really well. It has niacin in it. And a lot of people are sensitive to niacin and it gives you flushing. So what we recommend is go find it. It's over there. Go find it. So what we do is we tell people to take one a day. Look what Veronica just said. Go to us directly on DM so that don't go to my page because we have some issues on TikTok, but come to us and we can help you, but DM us. So this is an amazing product and I actually did create this myself and it is white labeled and we do provide it to you. So this is an amazing energy support. So if you are having issues and it does have B12 and it has all the Bs in it. So it actually is a great energy support. So if you are interested in something for energy, B12, B6, it has all the Bs in it. And it's so tiny on the back of the label. I can't read it to you in the dark, so I can't help you with that. I know it doesn't look dark in here, but it is actually dark in here. Okay, so there was another question somebody asked. What was that question? I wanted to talk to you about that. 1 second here. Where did it go? But we do test all of our products. Please follow me. Please share my live. I really do appreciate you guys all being here today. This is fantastic. All right. And I don't know what it was. Okay. So let us talk about, let's go through, I'd like to go through the whole free consultation. There was one thing I wanted to talk about before. Go find it. Can someone recommend some? Oh my gosh, we've been talking about constipation, Precious. But we'll talk about it again because constipation really is one of the things that can end up putting people in the hospital. So we will definitely talk about it again. All right. So I highly recommend that people move their bowels every single day because it is extremely important. And it is one of the things that really will put people in the hospital. So what I recommend, and all of these products except for the Metamucil are in my cart, or in my store. Actually, I'll go ahead because I was only going to be on here for an hour and a half. So let me put these products up here quickly so that everybody can see them. And let me put them in here because I could put them all on here now so that you can see them and you can purchase them. Let me add them here. Just adding them in here for you so that you can all have them available. All right, so these are all here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I put them all here so you can view them Oh no, the multivitamin is sold out. Well, darn. Okay, let's pin this one for you. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to see all of these things in the shop below, so you can actually view all of these products. But what we want to do is we are uh, Metamucil gummies are the main one. What you do is you take 3 of those a day, follow the label, but you start out slow. 1 a day for a couple days, 2 a day for a couple days, 3 every day. Then what you want to do is start out with pre and probiotics. And that is down here. Women take the pink one. And then you can also, ZenWise has a couple different products and you can figure out which one works best for you. And what I recommend is that you, if you have the food sitting in your stomach, then you can take any, the digestive enzymes, because digestive enzymes are just really good in helping that food move through your stomach. But ZenWise has the pre and probiotic as well as the digestive enzymes, or you can just take the digestive enzyme by itself through Nature Made. Then the other thing is that I really like is the one that's pinned right now is the Magnesium 14 in 1. It's a fantastic gummy. You can take it at bedtime, and it is fantastic. It is good for leg cramps. It is good for your bowels. It is good for making you go regular. You take one at night. It tastes fantastic. It's also good for your immunity. It has vitamin D in it. It is just a really good product. I recommend everybody that is on a GLP to be on the Magnesium 14 in 1 because it is fantastic. Add these to your cart and you can go back and you can look at them at any time. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one. And you can see the price on here normally is that $40, the $39.99, and you can get it for $17.70. It also helps you sleep. So it is a really good product. Okay, so then we're going to unpin that one and we are going to look at this one. All right, go get that, Luna. Go find it. All right, then we're going to look at this one. So this is the digestive enzymes. I like this one because it is just a chewable. It's peppermint. It tastes like peppermint. And I take it just when I feel kind of like, I got it, like I ate something that I shouldn't have. It's just sitting in my stomach. Or maybe I feel bloated. It just, kind of just, the food's just not moving through. Some people need this all the time. They're just feeling just kind of icky all the time. So I just recommend it. It just is a good thing to have on hand. It's inexpensive. There are quite a few in here. Let me see how many's in this. 90. There's 90 in here. You can take them one before each meal, like it says, 3 times a day. You can just use it as needed, but it just helps settle that stomach. I took it after I had a heavy meal and it just didn't want to move through. So it could be, day 1, 2, 3 after the GLP, you just kind of need this. So this is just one of those products that you're just kind of like, okay, yeah, I just need this. So that is how I kind of use this. So that is, one of the digestive enzymes that I use. So then I really like the ZenWise because ZenWise tends to have it has the pre and probiotic in it. This is the female one version. There's a female version and there's a male version, or there's an everybody version and then the female version. What makes it different is the female version has the female health with it. So it has a vaginal support, but it also has a pre and probiotic to it. It also has the digestive enzymes in it as well. So it really does just give you all of that support. So you can also use it before meals. A lot of people will take it before their biggest meal. A lot of people will take it. Some people just take it after their meal if it's tending to cause them problems. So it really, everybody just kind of uses it, differently. It depends on you. If you're a diabetic, I recommend taking it before you eat food. Now, if you're doing it with you don't need to do it with a protein shake. That's not necessary to do it with a protein shake because that doesn't normally settle bad. But if you're doing it with, you would want to do it with food. So that's one of the products that I do recommend. Digestive enzymes are good for people that are diabetics. So a diabetic would definitely benefit from this. I do highly recommend it for some people. Just the GLPs just make it so the food just doesn't settle. So this is one of those things that will help that food settle. So I do recommend that you get this if you notice that food's not settling. Now, remember, don't dose up if you're not able to digest the food well, or if you are having digestive issues, don't dose up. Don't increase your dose. It's not necessary because you don't need to increase it. Go find it. Go find it. So it's not necessary to increase that dose because if you're doing well at a lower dose or you're having issues at a lower dose, don't increase that dose. Keep your dose where it's at. Use these supplements to help you with that because you don't want to be uncomfortable. You don't need to be uncomfortable, because when you're doing that and making yourself uncomfortable, it's just really not necessary to increase that dose. If your provider is pushing you to increase that dose or the insurance is increasing or pushing you to increase that dose, fight it. You need to fight because there's no reason for that dose to be increased. Talk to your provider if the insurance is pushing it and have your provider push back because insurances are like that. And if I am your provider, I'm going to fight your insurance for you. And just so you guys know, I am in the process of working on getting a VA contract. I am also working on getting my Medicare contracts as well. So I'm going to be able to do Part D here very soon. I hope that I'm going to be able to do that across the country. That would be super amazing because Medicare is a federal program. So I'm going to work on being able to do that to help all of you out. So, stay tuned on that. So no, none of these GLP shouldn't cause teeth issues, but if you don't have proper nutrition, yes, you can have teeth issues. So what you need to do is make sure that you are getting proper nutrition. As we age, we need to make sure that we're getting calcium. We need to make sure that we're getting the protein. We need to make sure that we're getting a good, healthy multivitamin. The multivitamin that I like is not available currently on TikTok. I did have it pinned on here, but I just noticed that it's not available. So just so you know. But yeah, so if you're noticing that you're having more teeth issues, definitely get started on a calcium. There are tons of products available. Actually, I did get one off of TikTok. I will try to get it in my shopping cart or in my store. I'll try to do that as soon as I get off of here because I did get a good product off of, I think it's Nature Made, to be honest with you, but I will get it in my store because I just had 2 shoulder surgeries last year. The second one I had really soft bones for, and I started a calcium. And I did get it off of TikTok as well. So I will definitely get that pinned on my video. Go find it. So I will do that for you as well. But yes, starting a good calcium is a good idea. You want to make sure that you are taking a good overall supplement. Now, what I do is my shakes, I make them myself and I put milk. I do 2% milk because I need the fats, but I also need the calcium from those shakes. So that's why I use milk. I don't I don't skimp on my milk because it has the calcium in it. So, and especially after finding out that my bones were soft when they were trying to put the anchors in for my shoulder surgery, that's why I definitely made sure that I keep my milk up. So I don't do the almond milk and stuff like that. I don't know if almond milk and has the amount of calcium in there. So definitely keep that in mind. All right, guys. Does anybody have any other questions? Today was a great live. I really do appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all of the support. Everybody was absolutely wonderful. I am going to go ahead and sign off. I really do appreciate Jay. I don't know if he's still on here or not, or I think it was a he, or it might have been a she. But thank you so much. Thank you for hanging in with Luna and her Find It here. She was definitely a little bit of a more of a handful today. I don't know why. You know, she just 1-year-old. I guess she's not a puppy anymore, but she still acts like it. She's ringing her bells again to go out. But thank you so much, everybody, for being on here. You guys were absolutely wonderful. I really do appreciate it. I will put some of this stuff up. I do hope you guys are finding me in other places. Please go and look in all the favorite places for me. A lot of it's Recrea Health, Recrea_Health, Recrea Wellness on here. And I do really appreciate you. RealGLP is also coming up. I will have that everywhere as well. So please go find me, follow me. I love all of you, and I really do appreciate everything that you guys are doing for me. And I am so happy that all of you